All right, we're going to fill out our learning card for surveys, experiments, or observational studies. So hopefully this will give you a little bit of an idea of the differences between the three. So we're going to start off here in this first column, and that is our example for survey. A survey is the best way to collect data if we are looking for people's opinions. So if you're looking for people's opinions, use a survey. When you are running a survey or collecting information from a survey, you need to select participants randomly. You need to randomly choose your sample so that you can avoid bias in the results. And the reason that we randomly choose our participants is because we want a good representation of the whole population. Randomizing and representation go hand in hand. I like that they both start with the letter R. If you collect a random sample, you've got a good chance that your sample will represent the population. Let's move over to experiments. So experiments are best for determining cause and effect. In fact, an experiment is the only one of these three that can show cause and effect. A survey does not do that. And eventually, when we get over here to observational studies, it does not show cause and effect either. An experiment is the only way that you can show cause and effect. When you run an experiment, you need to also randomly decide which subjects get the treatment versus get no treatment at all. And if you get no treatment at all, we would say that you are a part of the control group. Moving over to observational studies, what we see is that an observational study is used to determine a correlation between two variables. If you're wondering if there's a connection between two variables and is there a correlation, you could run an observational study. Now, usually you would work through an observational study if you're working with past data or if it's too unethical to run an experiment. Also, you would run an observational study if it's just not possible to run an experiment. So if we want to just use past data that's already been collected, that's called an observational study. Or if something's too dangerous, or if something is just unethical to run an experiment with, or it's just not possible to do an experiment with, then you would run an observational study. An example of that would be studies on smoking. We don't want to run an experiment and tell people to smoke cigarettes or tell people to endanger their lives because we know that smoking is bad for you. But we can look at people and observe people that are smokers, and that would be an observational study. The key to an observational study is also that there is no interference with the participants. The researcher will observe only. So hopefully this learning card will help you distinguish the difference between a survey, an experiment, and an observational study. Have fun in your stats class.